Hey everybody, this is my 55-gallon T Bar tank, although at the moment we're looking at my green giant angelfish. Forgot what it was called for a minute there. This is the green giant. This one down here is my German blue. And over here we've got my T Bar Cichlid, which is the namesake of the tank. So tonight we're going to get in here and we're going to finally do a long overdue water change. You can see I've got a bunch of leaves that have died and they're still in there. They need to come out. I will probably trim the Anubias a little bit. It's getting kind of bushy. This side's actually up and out of the water, so that's definitely going to have to get trimmed off. And then I got to get more leaves, more dead leaves, and then all of that Pleco poop I got to get out of there. I've got a big old sailfin Pleco in here. You can see its nose sticking out right there. Likes to hide up in this Anubias. So that's about it. I'm going to wipe the glass down, most likely. It's getting a little bit of grunge growing on it, and that's more or less it. So we're going to call this a simple before and after, and I will do my best to get the whole tank in, and we'll call this your before. Alright, I just went to get my camera. We're in the middle of doing the water change, and my Pleco was lying up in the Anubias there, and it was actually letting me rub its head again, so I'm going to see if I can find him. He moved over here when I got my camera. But he should still be sitting right here. There he is. It's really weird that he lets me touch him like that. Every time if I try to pick him up, then he'll scurry away. Let's see if I can move him out here a little bit. So that gives you a pretty good idea of his size. And how he wiggles his way up into that Anubias, I don't know. But he does. He gets all the way up in that plant. And I'll tell you, when I started moving some of the leaves out of the way to find him when I was cleaning the tank a few minutes ago, some of these leaves just had piles of Pleco poop on them. So he's making more poop in there than I realized. I just haven't been seeing it get all the way to the bottom of the tank. So I'm definitely going to be getting in there and cutting this one back pretty soon. But in the meantime, I want to get back to vacuuming the gravel. I've already got a lot of the stuff up, but I've already knocked a bunch of it loose again. So we're going to get back in there and finish vacuuming. And then I've got to come in here and still pick out a few of those dead leaves. I've already got several of the dead leaves, as well as a big pile of poop in my gravel vac at the moment. So as I said, I'm going to get working on getting that out of the tank now. So sit tight and I'll see you in a few minutes for the final product. Alright, and here we are all finished. So it's only been about a half an hour since I finished up with the water change, so you're going to see some detritus and stuff swirling around in the tank and whatnot. I did my best to get it all cleaned up, but you know how it is after a water change. We get a little better look at my Pleco now. He's back in his normal spot. He really likes hiding there. And I never really realized how he was lying in there, but you can see, now that I've cut it out a little bit, you can see his body goes back this way and his tail is back here. I always kind of thought he slumped downwards or something, but he's not. He's actually laying through that whole entire plant. So I cut the top off of that one, and I cut a section off of this one as well. And I cut 4 flowers that were beginning to develop. Got them out of the tank. And that down there is not a flower. That is actually a new leaf that is developing. I thought for a moment I missed a flower. So that's it. Like I said, not a lot to look at. I just did a simple water change, wiped down the glass both inside and out. I did not mess around with the filter or anything like that, and of course we got a little bit of a look at the tank while we were doing the water change, but I will show you before we're done. Right there is where one of the big chunks of Anubias went, and right over here is where the other big chunk of Anubias went, and they are fairly well positioned in there, so those fish crashing into it and the larger fish I have in here aren't going to uproot that before it actually sort of establishes and gets itself rooted in. I've got this big rock and a smaller rock holding the roots, and you can actually see some of the roots are coming up over here on the other side of this rock. So that's pretty well anchored. Now, the fish are probably going to make a liar of me, but that one's pretty well anchored. And then this one I have wedged underneath of this log. You can see back there, the roots go down underneath of that, and the log's laying on top of it. So that should hold long enough for those roots to anchor onto that rock and grab a hold of that log as well. So there you go. Started with the water change on my T Bar tank, ended with a look at my native tank. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. See you on the next one.